Hello and welcome back. Down in the basement workshop, the 3D printer's running on a couple of things. Today's projects, two of them, if we can get them both done. Number one, the car's sounding really good, but there is a sort of rubbing, grinding sound from, I think, front corner. It may be the brake still binding, which I'll try and do something about if I can. It may be a rusty old backing plate just brushing on something. Don't know, but it's the only annoying noise left apart from an occasional knock here and there. So I'm going to try and sort that out today. Also, my clever design for the folding number plate that covers up the charge ports, it's not finished. It doesn't really work yet. So I've gone with a much simpler design that I'll show you now. So in my old design, the hinges were at the bottom and the whole number plate flapped down. I'll show you that in action in a sec. But that requires you having some very clever catches inside. On this one, I've made the whole hinge thicker, which means the number plate is going to stand out a little bit, which I don't like very much. But it was necessary to accommodate, without making any alterations to the surround, some magnets and the hinge itself. I needed space for the actual hinge of a sufficient thickness to be strong enough. There may be a clever design that I haven't come up with yet. But yeah, a couple of neodymium magnets which should hold this firm. These are just 10mm by 3mm magnets, 10mm diameter. Bought off eBay, I think I got 10 for about, I can't remember now, not very much. They're just held in with super glue, which isn't very pretty because I used some activator on it because I'm impatient. But it seems to work pretty nicely. And then there's just some little inserts, one of which is missing. Here, there's one on the other one. Oh, inserts which just fell out. Little inserts which go through and locate in the back of the number plate surround. I could glue those in, but I'm just going to check it all works first. So first order of business, hello 3D printer, is to swap these out with the old ones. So whenever I want to charge at the moment, I have to get down on my hands and knees, undo a loop of cable tie which is around one of the catches and a rubber band that's around the other one. Didn't trust the rubber bands on their own. And I can fold it down and plug in. Not ideal. It's actually come a bit loose as well. I need to get some thread locker on these if the new hinges work. But as you can see, it has to be quite secure because you can't risk driving around with your number plate flapping around. The police won't like that. So I'm going to get this unbolted and try bolting on these new hinges and see if it works. Well, I've just loosely fitted it, but as you can see, this isn't going to work. I didn't model the hinging in CAD this time, which was a mistake because it gets stuck on the surround there. So if I'm going to use this approach, the whole number plate's going to have to shuffle down a bit, which isn't actually as easy to do as it sounds. Things. Well, they did the thinking. Honestly, not a lot of thinking. Because if it doesn't go in one way, you try another. There's your innuendo for the day. I just turned it upside down. And I don't think even a big bump is going to knock that loose. But put a couple of fingers in. Second innuendo for the day. Flops down. And charge port goes in. Do need to still replace the very wobbly too thin aluminium plate holding the charge port. A thicker one's going in when I get round to it. But it works. Don't fall on my head. There we go. That is going to make charging a hell of a lot easier. Spending an entire episode on my back like this is OnlyFans or something. But I've been a particularly bad YouTuber. I fixed the problem off camera. Or at least fixed one of the problems. So this wheel was making some horrible noises. I don't know if you picked them up on previous videos. Not so bad anymore, but still brakes binding. The dust shield was rubbing, but I literally, let me turn you around. Hang on, making a right mess of this. There we go. Literally just put 2 fingers in and gave it a push. Bent it back over there. So now, it doesn't make that horrible branching noise, but this caliper is still binding. Now, as you'll know, if you watched before, we're changing these calipers anyway, so it's not the end of the world. I've tried getting a screwdriver in and leaving them around a bit, but it doesn't want to release. It doesn't quite make an even sound all the way round. Suggests maybe things aren't entirely straight in there. But it's better, and it will do until we change the uprights and the calipers. Well, that's 2 little jobs sorted. A very quick video. Next up, focusing on the boot catch release. That's what the printer's doing at the moment. Some prototypes for that. Something slightly better than the piece of string that's in there at the moment. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.